Welcome aboard, everyone. What exactly is ALGO, and why do our traders absolutely love it? Michael Othrew. Check test one. Test two. Alrighty then, are you ready indeed? It is Wednesday, middle of the week. Welcome back. Let's see, let's refresh that countdown timer there at the top. We have extended that offer for a couple days there to Friday because Apex is also doing their offer, so we may as well. Let's go up here top left. A little bit of a weird layout there on the bottom left because we have a brand new release. We also got the updated patch out there last night for a couple of those extra little bugs there, like the ones for the adjustable sizes on the arrows. We had a couple people letting us know about that one. This one is also going to be corrected here, so I'm going to do the upgrade path here with you right now. And there's a couple other things. We're going to go through the entire list of patch notes as well, and we're going to go through some of the results from our members here this morning, as well as my own. But make sure you go and pick up that ALGOBOX 11.1.5.6 is live. If you're a premium member, you can go directly to the premium downloads on the left hand side of Discord, straight to the premium download area. Or if you are on a trial with us, then go back to the trial page or check your email if you've already received one. Click the link to go to that download location, and you can go and download and install that. Now I am going to uninstall the old and reinstall the new, just a standard practice. Although if you have installed this most recent one, you're probably okay to leave what you currently have because we didn't rename any of the files and no new parameters have been added. So you should be fine just running the installer, but just to be safe, to get in that good habit, we're going to uninstall the current one first, and then we are going to run the installer. It's super easy. So let's go ahead and show that right now. I'm going to go ahead and close out NinjaTrader. I'm going to save workspace there, and we should just be seeing just our, so it's got MacV Ultimate there, and I'm going to go grab that download. When you reach that download page, there's a big blue button there that says download current version. We're going to grab that. Now remember, that is going to be a zip file, but this is not to be confused with an import. You're going to want to take that zip file and unzip it first, and inside there is an executable. Okay, still downloading. It's about 400 meg, so semi-sizable download. Let me do the uninstall here. Go into my NinjaTrader folder. Run the uninstaller. Now you can just go into your control center and do the uninstall like you would any other app. There is also an uninstall executable inside of your NinjaTrader 8 folder. It says uninstall-algoboxpro.exe. So I'm going to go ahead and run that. You'll get a message like this. This program will uninstall ALGOBOX Pro Edition NinjaTrader from your hard drive, so make sure you go ahead and do that. There we go. Removed from your hard drive. There we go. Okay. And now I'm going to go to my download folder on my machine here. Yep, there's a zip file. I'm going to open up the zip file, and inside there we will see the ALGO Pro 11.1.5.6 Enigma Bot Pack Dream Panel Installer R1. All right, I'm going to double click that. And let's go to a zoom back. Here we go. Let me make this a little bit smaller up top here. It's a bit intrusive there. I'm going to pop that up there. There we go. Okay, so we'll run through the installer together here. We'll just hit next, next. I just realized I gotta update that old website. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to select the bottom option here. You will be selected, you'll have 4 options there. If you're doing the trial with this, just select the bottom option. It's going to give you everything. If you don't have the Dream Pack, you don't need to install that one. You can do one of the others if you don't have the Dream Pack. And that will not be available after April. So if you want to, get that Dream Pack, make sure you get it now. That will be for Platinum members only. Going forward after April, all those seats will be full by the end of the month. All right, we'll let that install there. Did I miss a question? John Landberg. Pop your question back there in the chat. Looks like came on and then disappeared. Sorry if I missed it. And get the chat here on screen. All right. Here we go, and we'll be going through the release notes here in just a second. But that should be it. I'm going to launch the installer, and this should launch up the standard default workspace. So that's let's show what that will look like. Good morning. So when reinstalling, choose the last option. Yes, just in general, that's going to include the most amount of options if you're wanting to try those out or not. Now you will receive this message when you go to run the installer. Whoop, that's weird. Double pop up there. But yes, you'll see this option here. NinjaTrader has detected assembly name change, contains new add-ons, ALGO licensing help menu. Do you wish to authorize these? Make sure you hit yes, or it's probably not going to work. So save yourself some troubleshooting steps there. Make sure you select allow on that AB helper, right? Okay, so this will be the layout that you are shown when you start up there. I'm going to go to workspace here and save that. Okay, I'm going to move this up just a little bit here so I can see a MacV Ultimate there. And let's go up to the top left. This will be a lot easier to see here. So this will be the standard layout, 1080p. Again, I'm on a 4K screen here. So if you're on a 4K, it's going to just take up the top left-hand corner of your screen. You'll probably want to adjust those and move those around how you want. But this is designed for a standard 1080p if you're on a laptop or desktop with a standard 1080p resolution, then it will be kind of smaller up in the top left. You can make those adjustments as you wish out of the box. Now in the workspaces section, you will get a drop down with multiple workspaces that will be installed with that. If I open up my workspaces folder, I'm gonna put these in order by modified, and let me take a screenshot of this. Okay, so here are the workspaces that will come out of the box, except for this 4K one here. This is my kind of custom one that I have here for the live stream. But you'll get this very top one there, that Active Trader Fast Load. That is the default. Now, if you want the original, if you have been around a while and want kind of the, you don't want all the extra super fast settings and whatnot, then that 1080p standard is right there. So that is the one you'll want to start with if you, I don't know, if you're kind of old school, want to use the old stuff. I won't say the old stuff. We'll talk through it. I'm going to go through the entire list there, but these are the workspaces that are going to come out of the box. You'll see our 20 chart layout. The 20 charts is going to be the 4 correlated instruments, NASDAQ, ES, RTY, and the Dow. The Nerd over 5 charts each. The 12 chart will be with the flag layout on each one, so 3 times 4. So it will be 3 charts, 3 time frames times the Nerd, NERD, right? Okay, if you have questions on any of that stuff, just pop them there in the chat. We'll be kind of going through those as we kind of move along. I'm going to go ahead and connect my data feed here. And one of the things you'll notice here, so now that see, the trademark is now there, where we had that little glitch from before in that most recent release. Now that's going to be fixed there. All right, we are loaded up and connected. I'm going to switch to my other workspace here real quick for my 4K. This one here. All right, there we go. Let's see. I'm going to make sure. Yeah. So the ATM. I'm sorry, ATM. I'm looking at the TM and I'm thinking ATM, ALGO trademark. But yes, the trademark symbol that was messed up in the previous version. These arrows. Let's go into that here real quick. Some people had asked for us to be able to have the option to adjust the size of those arrows and the colors. There are new options for adjusting all of the colors. People are like, I want to change all the colors. So I added those back there now so you guys can change any of the colors on those and the size. Now the default histogram arrow size is 18. This is the standard. It's weird. I'll show you here in just a moment. If you adjust this, now it's because of the way that NinjaTrader has their own arrow that they've created in SharpDX, and their standard for this one, for whatever reason, this particular arrow, the one with the little back tail and the triangle on the front, is specifically a size 18, and internal to their stuff, you cannot change that. So if you change this, which we can, we'll go ahead and change it. Let's say I go to like a size 40. For exaggerations here, you'll notice the style of the arrow. See these cool little styles here? These are NinjaTrader specific, and they only work on their 18 sizing. You adjust it and it breaks. So they're SharpDX. That's why we wrote our own. Let's go to apply. We get some larger arrows. They're not quite as cool as theirs. I think they have a slight they have like an outline around their arrows, and once they go sized up, they look a little bit different. But people had asked for size arrows there. I still prefer the 18 original, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply the 18 originals for the arrow sizes. There we go. What else? Okay, so let's go through the release notes and updates, highlights, all that kind of fun stuff. This will be easier if I do it down here.
down NQ on the 9.
Sorry, 1 second here. Just trying to see why the text chat is not popping up. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Happy all the time. Good morning. So reinstalling the last option. Yes. Okay. So let's go through the new stuff here. All right. I think the biggest one here is that that flashing stuff. No more flashing on any of the drawings. Let's just move on to the next one here. Systematic fix for the F5 crash to desktop scenarios across multiple indicators. Let's see. We had the code base. You know, when I when I wrote this out and had ChatGPT kind of cleaned it up, it's so awesome. But yeah, it literally feels like I'm reading it for the first time. Code base wide exception handling, disposal audit across all indicators. So this, I basically went in, man, this is boring stuff. I like realized as I'm going through this stuff, I'm like, if this just came through and changed all the stuff that I put in the commit comments, this is basically a bunch of garbage collection stuff where basically anything left over, full cleanups, all that kind of whatnot. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. New pro indicators, volume pro, speedometer. Okay, so check out the names in the indicators area. If you see an old version like Enigma bot panel, there may be a pro version of that indicator. Now, I still recommend that you use our current workspaces or apply our templates, and those will already be there for you. But if you have been used to adding indicators individually for whatever reason, if you're making customized workspaces and you want to add them, look for a pro version or a pro 2 version of the indicator. Many of the indicators were touched and adjusted. Some of them completely overhauled on the inside, like anything that needed to be rewritten through our own custom SharpDX. So you will see a pro or a pro 2 version of the indicator. Okay. Unnerd speak. What's going on there? Golden ropes converted to SharpDX. Yeah, we just kind of talked about that a minute ago. Adaptive timer cadence, timer callbacks, hardening for workspace, restore stability. Okay, so this timer cadence, this has to do with some of our buttons and BPM for the speedometer and the psychology module. Asynchronous audio hardening. Okay, so this fancy word or fancy phrasing for all of the audio, you'll notice, is just more responsive. You can fire off multiple audios at the same time asynchronously. So if two indicators, instead of having them kind of fire and play in succession, they can play at the same time. Now that can be good or bad, depending on how fast the market conditions are going, but it just is going to work. It's this whole deal where it's just like, just make it go, right? So make it go fast. Also, by default, out of the box, the voice or the text to voice audio is going to read faster. It's actually at the fastest setting. It's like 2 speeds up from the norm. So if you'll notice that the voice chat is going to be quicker on any of the audios there, you can change that. So let me show you a setting for maybe adjusting something like that. Let's go to let's pick on the Enigma here. Here we go. So up here in this voice rate, if you want to adjust it, if you think it's too fast, I did hear somebody say, hey, it's talking too fast. Okay, you can change this. Voice rates for all indicators were set to the fastest setting there. If you want to hit the drop down, you can select normal right there, but as you can see, it's kind of 2 layers up from norm. There is normal, faster, and fastest. So if fastest is too fast, you can change that to faster. But you will have to do that on each of the indicators because I have set that to default to go the fastest for all. Okay? So just a change that you might want to be aware of. Let me move it back over. Fix the ultimate obos divergence triangle markers not rendering correctly. Let's see, that was part of that garble thing we talked about before. That's just a standard fix. Delta flagging pro and harmonics index out of bounds. Yeah, that was a bug fix a while back. Broad defaults, optimizations, documentation, tooltips. Oh, tooltips on a lot of things. So I added a lot of tooltips for stuff. Kind of give an example here. Like if you hover over the buttons here, arm long, arm short. Some people are like, what does that mean? Arm bot. Click again to turn back off. L2 confluences, if you just hover over them, they'll give you some additional information. I updated a lot on descriptions as well for parameters. So if you're going into the parameters of the indicators, and if you just hover over the description, it's going to give you a little bit more detail if you hover there for a second. Makes sense. So tooltip text on a lot of stuff. So nice little extra on that. Broad defaults, optimizations, documentation, tooltips, improvements. Yeah, we talked about that. Sharp DX, we briefly touched on this yesterday, but basically we've rewritten the internals to do a lot of our own drawing stuff, which is what allowed us to control the speed of drawing and refresh rates on your screen. You'll notice if you turn speedy chart on the lowest time frame, it's going to be super snappy. You'll be able to feel it. You can put 2 charts next to each other. NinjaTrader's default at 250 milliseconds versus ours that can literally go down to 1 millisecond. I wouldn't necessarily do that. I would set it to probably at the lowest, probably 10 or 15. I have mine set to 20 milliseconds, and it feels just really great on screen. Anti-aliasing, again, nerd stuff that you probably don't care about. That just happens to be things like drawing lines at angles or any curves will be smoother with our own Sharp DX. So anti-aliasing features there, things like even the moving averages, our rivers and stuff like that, they're smoother. Custom auto scale, chart snapback on adjustments. That's if you click the F button and we auto adjust the space around your charts, stuff like that. Pro into the new base. Yeah, this is basically rewrites of all these internal indicators here. Same thing with those. Go down here to the new pro indicators. So here's a list of some of the new pros and pro 2s. So here's an example. If it already had a pro version like SMLK Timing did, SMLK Timing did have SMLK Timing Pro. Now there is a Pro 2. Same thing with Double Bollinger Pro. Now there is a Pro 2. Let's hit the highlight stuff, because again, you guys can kind of dig through this stuff. Indicators. I mean, we touched all of these. So many things. Notes. This is the largest single release since the ALGO Box 11X branch, covering 9 intermediate versions. The custom DX rendering class is foundational architecture change that eliminates the long-standing NT8 plot flashing issues for indicators migrated to it. That's the biggest thing, and this release really wanted to just harden that, get rid of the flashing, and increase the speed and no crashing. Also targeted all the way down to like a laptop i3 for the system to run on, which means it runs like a dream on anything else. So I've got a 285K beast of a machine, and it just runs absolutely amazing on an i3. Again, I'm not going to necessarily recommend running on an i3, but it will actually run. Whereas before it was literally impossible to run on an i3. It would run on an i5, but yeah, you'll just notice it's a extremely stable version release, and I think you're gonna like it. I can already feel like I love just launching it. It feels so awesome. Going into market replay, there's a huge difference if you are moving back and forth between instruments or going back and forth between days. Just night and day's difference between loading and unloading. Let's see. 5 crash hardening, multi-commit effort targeting, heap corruption, bitmap lifecycle, basically garbage collection, multi-indicator deadlocks. This wasn't too problematic, but this was problematic on about 3 of our main instruments. And anyways, racing conditions have been fixed. Exception handling, disposal auditing, and full code base on individual bugs. Yeah, we talked about all that. Default values are optimized across the board to reduce chart clutter, improve responsiveness on heavier templates. Yeah, just made a lot of tweaks to individual settings out of the box. Internal code protection measures. Okay, boring stuff. All right. Are we still? Yes, we have 8 minutes before the US Open. If you have questions, pop them there in the chat. Hopefully I covered most of it. The extensive detailed notes are there in the chat in the premium member section, and now also out in the main. I covered every single bug that was reported in the bug report section. Let's see if we can go up to top left here. So I'm going to put the chart back here in the middle, and let's get ready for winner chicken dinner. Looking for 2 winners out of 5 trades here this morning. Be ready to flip our coins, approach the market like a video game here. Got 5 lives on the board, and yeah, get that latest version installed. You saw how easy it was there, me just even talking through. It was still pretty fast there. Probably be even faster for you if you're not trying to talk anybody through it. So quick update to get installed there, and there we go. Let's go through the rest of my checklist. If you go into the main chat, type !checklist. That'll pop up our checklist here, and let's hit that real quick.
Harmonic alpha omega down NQ on the 2. Alpha omega down NQ on the 2. Alpha omega down NQ on the 2.
All right. Broker data feed connections and hardware. Got that checked. I do always want to check my hotkeys. The worst thing, I don't say it's the worst thing. There's worse things than this, but not much. When you go to hit your hotkey and you're trying to close a position, or you're trying to get entered into a position and your hotkeys aren't working, so make sure your hotkey software is up and on. Yeah, coming in. Good morning. Last night. Say hi.
Oh.
Ready for birthday time today?
Enigma short on the NQ2.
Hey, close the door. All right, let's see. Get through the rest of our checklist here. Day of the week here. We are Wednesday. We got FOMC today. It's going to be a big one. FOMC at 2 o'clock. It's going to get nuts. Let's see. Time of day. We are 5 minutes from the U.S. Open. So we need to speed it along. FOMC day. Yes, it is. So we got FOMC today. Trade toward the golden ropes. Pre-FOMC in general. I'm going to be looking for my best plays toward the golden ropes. Holidays. We had a holiday last week, kind of pushing some of that volatility into this week. We've got major things on the horizons, like the conversations around stuff going on in Iran. You heard last night, I'm sure, that Trump has he's put a postponement on the threat sentence of whatever it is that, I don't know, the saber rattling stuff at this point. I'm just, listen, I don't even want to get into it right now on that whole thing. We got just a couple minutes before the U.S. Open, but stuff like that can pop on the news feed very quickly. So I would make sure you have a hardened stop on either side of your trade. Bracket those orders. Almost every play needs to have a bracketed order, especially if you're going to be playing later in the day. All right, I'm going to launch Financial Juice audio. Got the audio on the news turned on there. Go through our gears. I'm down on the 2s. Probably want to bump that up. I'm going to go up to ALGO bar 5s. I think here for the open. I'm going to adjust that right now. There we go. All right, so my lowest time frame, I am making an adjustment here to go to ALGO bar 5s for my lowest time frame. Just kind of adjusting for current BPM, although right now it's too slow, but right there at the open, this will go probably from too slow to probably just right. We'll see. And again, if you don't know about adjusting for speed and adjusting the gears, you'll learn that in the 8-day boot camp there with us. Contract dates, we don't need any contract rollover right now. Wave ranges, can somebody double check me? I'm on the 38 range. Are we, no, 36. Are we on 36 this week? I think that might be.
NQ on the 7.
If you ever want to check that, you can go to the premium chat.
Enigma short on the NQ5.
We do release those on Sunday evening, but it's a lot easier to just go into the premium chat where it's a little bit shorter list. Here, NQ, yes, 36 for the week. That comes with this chart right here. So look at NQ, looks like 36. So I've got that already on my wave chart, so we're good there. MACV Ultimate, yep, got MACV Ultimate on, and let's check to make sure audio box. Yep, I hear audio box clacking as well. BNL Cadence, I don't think that applies to us for the moment. Distractions, my little guy just came in, and we're good there. He's like, bro's not wanting to play the video games that I want to play, and so daddy step up. Okay. NinjaTrader 8 sounds and music. Let's double check that. At about 70. Oh, I want to bump that down a little bit. 70%. All right. Got it. Let's get ready for the open here in about.
So we're seeing Press TV.
1 minute, 10 seconds.
India and China have started ordering immediate shipments of Iranian crude after the announcement of a 2-week ceasefire agreement between Tehran and Washington. 1 minute remaining for the market on open imbalance.
All right, just missed that Enigma. Hopefully somebody got that one. That is a super duper Enigma short. Why super duper? It's a super because there's one ready DD. Super duper because there are two ready DD. So it said get ready, take the next play, and what came right after it? A 12.1 for a beautiful drop. So might have just missed one of the best plays there for the morning. 136. Sticks to the downside already. I may look for a little continuation here on that cross. We're 20 seconds from the open though, so I'm gonna skip on that. Had a red dot up top as well, so nice little confluence there for that combo.
10 seconds.
I'm gonna go ahead and put in a bracket order here. I'm gonna do Go 4 bigs.
Market on open imbalance. S&P 500 buy side 732.
All right, here comes the open here.
Nasdaq 100 buy side 17 million. Dow 30.
So normally I want to sit on hands for the first 5 minutes or turn on full auto just because of the way that we're doing our current release update here. I don't have the same layout that I would normally have on Friday. I'll focus on that full auto. So if you guys are new with us, come on Friday and we'll be showing a lot more of the full auto. Briefly, since we have that first 5-minute window here, I'm gonna switch workspace here to let's see, I want to close this one, close and save. Yes, and there is a new one that I want to point out to you guys that let's see, what did we call the new one? It is a nerd in the name, Enigma Nerdbot. There we go.
Voice news disconnected.
Okay, market's getting hot here at the beginning, and looks like Financial Juice just lost connection here. Let's fresh on that. Dental while I'm relaunching the
Climb after US-Iran agreed 2-week ceasefire. JP Morgan Chase up 3.8%. Bank of America rises 3.6%. Wells Fargo gains 3.4%.
So this workspace is called Enigma Nerdbot 1080p. So
energy stocks slump as oil price plunge below $100 a barrel. ExxonMobil falls 6.8%. Chevron down 5.2%.
sorry, letting the news chatter go through there, but this is a very simple layout. If you're starting out with the bots, you may want to play around with this workspace. Very simple, allowing you to have the nerd, NASDAQ, ES, R2Y, and the Dow, all 4 of those already kind of set up in some default layouts there for you. Pretty simple to just arm long, arm short, full auto, and kind of play around with that with some ATM settings that will kind of almost allow full side to side for entering in on red, exiting on green, or vice versa, with some bracket orders around it as well. Might be something you might want to play around with. We'll talk about that more on Friday, so look forward to that. But you could, let's see, these are on sim here, so sim 101 here. I'll go ahead and do that for fun. Arm long, arm short, full auto. Are those all sim? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to switch workspace. And again, the new workspaces and the new system is just so performant that I'm not even worried about performance there being impacted. It's just going to work like a dream. So I'm going to go ahead and click down here. And there we go. Okay. What's our time? Are we 5 minutes past? Nope, 3 minutes so far here. So got maybe another couple of minutes, maybe. There's a nice divergence at the top of the bowl there. Would have liked to have grabbed a shot at that one right there. Don't see anything on the lower time frame that really correlated with that, though.
Enigma short on the NQ7. Alpha Omega up NQ1.
Someone asked yesterday, how can I remove this text? You can remove this text. It's in the notes area. So if you right click, go to indicators on that chart. If you want to remove that note, it's right here in the chart notes. You can either modify the note itself, or you can, if you just don't want the note indicator on that chart, you can remove the chart notes from that chart. Okay. You get it? Type me a 1 there in the chat. Let's get the chat warmed up there.
US
And
shares of Alibaba
let's mark up
6.5% after report says the company launches data center in China powered by its own chips.
Yeah, we've got to get ready, and we're at the top
Dow up
of
3%, and the Nasdaq up 3.3%.
top of the channel there. Probably could have slapped at that one. Moving, it says great speed, but it was a little bit too quick for me to respond to that
Afghanistan
one.
Foreign
Right
Minister
there after that ready DD, but right into some PRZs. We've got an Enigma over there on the left on a 12.4 as well. Could have grabbed a easy 50 tick bag off of that one right there.
Afghanistan.
So a little bit different here
held
this morning.
in constructive atmosphere.
As we are talking through new stuff on the updates and all that kind of whatnot. But thanks for coming and hanging out here with me there this morning. Going to be early in, early out. We've got birthdays around here. We're going to be off and having some fun there with the fam. So I'm going to be in here for a quick 2 trades. Looking to see if I can get 500 bucks, be in and out, and be done. That comes
Pakistan
from
Prime Minister
our
says US and Iran teams coming to Pakistan on Friday.
five trade standard operating procedure. Okay. Sorry, I'm babbling on there. Trying to get everything in there. We've got a lot to talk about when a new release is there, especially one as big as the release we just put out just now. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I have a feeling you're gonna love it.
Double delta NQ on the 5.
So I've got red on the nerd, green arrow. So I'm gonna see if I can wait for that to flip red here to match. There is a double ready DD short here. I'm hearing buyers. I don't want to step right into the buyers. So I've got a Titanic zone, 100 tick potential here as we come into king timing. A few ticks away and a structure right up above me.
Since Jan 2022, last up 5.6%.
Target filled.
The Russell 2000 index hits over one month high. Last up, free spot
50 ticks, and I'll close it right there. All right, 900 bucks on the first play there this morning. That one was pretty easy. Had some targets locked in there, and again, probably could have done more there without the ATM. But again, I told you I'm going to be extra cautious here this morning. Going to be early in, early out. Trade number 1 there off of a Titanic zone. 100 tick opportunity. I grabbed half of it there to lock in right there on the opposing signal, holding to the diamond structure down below.
US stocks extend gains. The Dow
And with the
Jones
Titanic
up 8%.
zone, I can mark up the entire zone here, and I'll be looking for plays inside of here to correlate with the tide and the wave. Currently, I would say the tide is still up. Wave down, so do have a little bit of a conflict with the tide and the wave. But nice Titanic zone there, and did it go 100 ticks already? Yeah, 147 out of that, but that's one of those plays that I can look for a potential 100 tick play. There she goes. Big
Iran
move.
considering strikes against
Big move
Israel
out of it.
amid its violation of temporary ceasefire in Lebanon, according to Iran's
Big enigma up top.
Unnamed official.
Notice that as well.
Again, according to Iran's Far News Agency, citing an unnamed official, Tehran considering strikes against Israel amid its violation of temporary ceasefire in Lebanon.
Target filled.
All right, targets filled. Target 1, target 2. Targets filled. Trade number 1 and trade number 2. And we're through. All right, winner, chicken dinner. Now I am thinking about my bonus here, just playing the video game. Thank goodness you don't have to be perfect to be profitable. Keeping it pretty simple. If you're wondering the correlation difference between these two, I do have, this is my full auto account normally, and this is my other account. Oh, we got another enigma right here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to grab that one as well. There we go, another trade. Targets filled. A little bit too easy. A little bit too easy there this morning. Grabbed my bonus as well as I'm sitting here trying to talk it through. There you go. If you're not sitting there trying to talk through trades, you're probably doing even better than me there this morning.
Iran's
Beautiful play.
Revolutionary Guard, so they shot down a Hermes 900 drone over southern Iran.
War Games movie. Was that one good? Was that on Netflix?
Violations of airspace will draw decisive response.
Let's see.
Divergence of ALGO NQ on the 7.
Let's see. Petro said, do we need to redo the workspaces with the new templates if we already did them with 1.1.155? No, you do not.
Philadelphia Semiconductor.
No, if you already did workspaces for 1.55, this patch release for 5.6, you do not need to redo workspaces. Yeah, in fact, like I had this workspace already earlier. I just literally switched back over to it, and yeah. So this last one was just a patch with some small stuff like I had some text changes, a couple of the error messages on licensing, and then anything that had our trademark, TM, that little not underscore, what's that, the overscore, the hypertext, not hypertext, supertext was doing some weird ASCII symbols. Some minor stuff was fixed there. Everything in the bug reports section was squashed. Go into that bug reports area here and we'll talk about those. So some of the people had said this would be fun. We'll walk through this because I'm basically done with that anyhow. And just to eliminate confusion here, I'm gonna move this over here and we're gonna switch it to my discretionary account there. Fusion. So there's no camera tricks here. It's not some weird overlay or anything like that. Just OBS layout here. Okay, so let's go through the stuff that was reported. If you ever did see, something that you thought might be a bug or something, you can put it in here in the chat. The news not working, removed from indicators and still not working. Okay, so that is now fixed. So if you are running the news indicator, we can actually show that. I don't have that added to a chart by default. Why don't we add it to this one? Go into indicators.
Alpha Omega down NQ on the 5.
And add the news indicator. Oh, another thing, next week we will have the news. I don't want to say it's an indicator, but the news feed for Discord will be back on next week as well. Put that in.
Alpha Omega down NQ on the 36.
Go. Gonna leave the defaults here. Should be loading up there for us. For it. Oh, I hear my PC spinning up. Oh, did I just find a spot where I could finally lock it up? I just talked about how you can basically do anything, but I didn't test necessarily adding news right in the middle of a test. That does require external API calls. I might have found something that might possibly lock. Did we just lock it up? Oh, I think I locked it up.
According to the Foreign Ministry, Iran.
Yeah, don't add the news indicator while you're live.
In Iran
maybe.
and Lebanon. A phone call with Pakistan's
might have just found the limit. Oh, bummer. Oh, poor demonstration. Yeah, that middle chart is locked. Gonna let me close it.
Bold touch low. Double down on NQ on 36.
There we go. Let's see. So if I relaunch that workspace, so another thing, so I compartmentalized the sections. Notice that the whole NinjaTrader did not have to be killed. I could just kill that chart. Now I couldn't close it from here, but I went over to Windows and just closed just that chart. Everything is compartmentalized. So my whole goal with this was to go, anything that locks up should not impact NinjaTrader. So you should be able to close out, like individual indicators themselves will hang, but not the entire NinjaTrader. Let's go ahead and let me close that workspace and not save. Close, and I'm going to select. No, second.
NQ on the 5. Harmonic NQ on the 5.
Saudi Arabia say they've intercepted 9 drones over the past hours.
I hear a lot of war news going on there.
NQ on the 7.
Okay, workspace. Okay, make sure. No. It'll let me open it back up again. Should bring that chart back with no problem.
Harmonic NQ on the 2.
Alright. Utamus. Over to discretionary.
Alpha Omega up
Here we go.
the NQ double delta NQ on the 9.
Okay. Another Enigma 23.3. Let's see if it's going to give me a shot at it. Moving super fast. You can see it says it's too fast on speed right now, so it is going to be a bit more dangerous. 946. And that one did not reach its target
NQ on the 2. NQ on the 7.
before it came back behind it. So I'm going to mark that one.
Alpha Omega down NQ on the 2.
And let's see if the bulls are going to step in here. We've got Nerd Green and Arrow Green there. So not really surprised at that one not necessarily quite working out there. There's a Delta Shift here. And
Harmonic NQ on the 7. Delta NQ.
wait for a higher time frame. Multiple Delta Shifts here now. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at this.
Alpha Omega down NQ on the 9.
Might regret that. Hold to the opposing signal. There was one opposing signal right there.
Harmonic NQ on the 2. Harmonic NQ on the 2.
Got two structures there. They're pushing straight through it.
Harmonic NQ on the 9.
I've got a... Wow, they are
Double delta NQ.
pushing straight through that crab there. There's another Delta Shift. Super AO. 5.8. Right, should have pulled half right there as we touched. Pull half. Deuce. Go E. King timing. Top of the channel.
Alpha Omega down NQ on the 1.
Super AO. And a Mega Late Nate. Okay, gonna pull half. Bottom of the channel. All the way back to POE. Getting super fast action here. Red dot pushed through. Coming up on King timing again. Large, there's King. Add to position. Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. I'll take it. 7,836. A little bit lucky on that, really. 5.8. That was speed of the draw. That looks like some kind of news action happened to coincide with the 5.8, and that is a power headshot on the 9s. Turned into a over like 92 ticks I saw when I pressed the button. So about 100 tick drop off as that one launched. Big bear jumping in there. 1500 level bear. We need to mark that
A new Israeli
on
airstrike
the...
has just hit Al Samaya in Tanja, southern Lebanon.
Yeah, mark that up. We've got a big bear 1500 on the optimized range. Big bear 1500. Let me squeeze that in so you guys can see that a little bit. I think it's behind the text. There we go. If you see it, type a 1. 2 if you're new. And go ahead and drop a 3 if you're still here to troll me.
Enigma long on the NQ2.
That is a power PRZ. cross on a shark up top, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and toe in on that as well. Go with the half position and close it out for the drop. 9K now, 2K instantly almost off of that power PRZ cross up top. That is a power PRZ there, and I just went half position. I thought it might push up to the top of that shark before it went, but dropped out nicely there for me. Big move. I'll take it. We got a lot of news chatter. Turn that volume up a little bit on that. A little bit low for me.
Double delta NQ on the 2.
Hopefully this won't mess you guys up. Let me know if that sound is... I'm making adjustments. I'm going to go to full 100 on the local, so let me know if that sound gets a little bit too loud. Stuff there.
Alpha Omega up NQ on the 2. Divergence up NQ on Alpha Omega up NQ on the 2. Alpha Omega up NQ on the 2.
13.7 getting pushed straight through. They came back and revisited.
Divergence up NQ.
Oh, I'm on the 2s. Oh, after I reclass. Okay, wow. Getting a little blessed here. Lucky, but very blessed. This is on the 2s. I'm like, man, why is this
saying
really fast? I'm gonna switch this to the 5s.
Iran's far site security source on ceasefire violations.
Yeah, we've got a lot of news chatter coming in here, and now we've got another 1500 level bear. It just came in right here on this leg. So he wants to go 250 ticks. Let's see if we even have time to mark it up before it goes. Okay, there we go. We've got a big bear in here. So defense leg. Strategy, if you don't know what I'm talking about, head over there to the boot camp, or type in defense leg in the documentation section.
Alpha Omega down NQ on the 5.
Don't forget, if you are new with us, you may not know. How many of you guys knew that we had our own GPT? If you knew that, type GPT in the chat.
Alpha Omega down NQ on the 5. 2-finger NQ on the 36.
So we have our own AI GPT trained on all of our documentation section. So if you want to, you know, if you like asking ChatGPT questions and stuff like that, and you're like, I want to ask it about ALGO. Well, the regular GPT, I don't know. I mean, I haven't done it too much. But you can ask ChatGPT, you know, stuff about ALGO. But if you ask our custom trained ALGO, I have a feeling it's probably going to give you some better answers. More specific, although I have seen ChatGPT does know, I guess somehow it does magically know about us, that whole thing. Can't even get my head wrapped around that, really.
Full touch low. Alpha Omega up NQ.
Yeah, you know, I should put some kind of button on there that's like ask GPT, ask our GPT. I need to think about how to make that more specific, but yeah. Right now you'll have to bookmark the page, or go into our documentation, docs.algoboxpro.com, click documentation at the top of the website. Several ways to get there, and then search for the GPT link, and you want to bookmark that. Oh, if everybody's got Elgato buttons, yeah, kind of make it as a one touch for Elgato. Thank you, Pablo. Pablo posted a link there for you guys there, chatgpt.com/G, and there's a whole little thingy. I wish I could make that a nice fancy URL. I will probably go ahead and buy a domain for that.
NQ on the 5. Alpha Omega up NQ on the 5.
ALGOBOX GPT or something like that.
Harmonic NQ on the 5.
Let's see. Lots of options for that.
Harmonic NQ on the 5. Harmonic NQ on the 5.
Okay, PRZ cross right here. Top of the channel. They're pushing through it. So bulls might be starting to try to take control. They pushed through it by a hair. Getting very snappy. 5 minutes till 10 a.m.
Alpha Omega up NQ on the 9.
Let's see, do we have news at 10? 10:30. I did not see 10 a.m. news. Guys, double check me on that, but 10:30. I do not see 10 a.m. news. Can somebody verify that for me? I'm looking at Financial Juice, but I kind of want a second on that because I have been wrong about the news before. Next one I see is 10:30 on Financial Juice, but I kind of want to check Forex Factory too.
Fib.NQ on the 7.
Yeah. Okay. No, I only see crude oil inventories at 10:30. I see no 10 a.m., but I have a feeling sometimes like
Fib.NQ on the 7.
unscheduled news will just pop up there at 10 a.m. It's almost like they're used to popping a 10 a.m. so they do. Okay, let's see. Are we gonna get in there? Remember, when we get into the defense leg zone, my favorite is to see 3 alpha omega crosses, and I will add in on the 2nd and the 3rd to build a position on 2 and 3 inside that zone, looking for a push back out of the zone in the direction of the color.
Double Delta NQ on the 9.
Floating under it. Middle of it 250, and it does not look like we got to 250 yet. Are we gonna have a 250 tick trade opportunity?
Harmonic NQ on the 7.
Let's go.
Harmonic NQ on the 9. Fib.NQ on the 7. Enigma short on the NQ5.
That's an enigma. All right, give it a shot here. And I'll close it, lock in 10K. Let's go. Let's go. 10K on the day. Everybody type some 10K hype in the chat. Enigma just handing it to me. Come on. Enigma's just handing me the candy.
NQ on the 5.
Let's go. Let's go. 250 ticks is down there in that green section
Alpha Omega down NQ on the
down below. Let's go. Let's go.
I see. An enigma. Oh, there's a cross. I'm taking the moonshot.
So I had the bug report section that I wanted to go through over here, and but yes, so the news was done on the new MACV. The histogram arrow exceeds 18, arrow changes into letters. All right, so that that little weird bug thing that was fixed. The naming thing that was fixed. Minor issue properties right side changes don't save, that was fixed. News indicator showing is disabled, we talked about that one, that one's fixed. Eddie, yes, this one was fixed as well, thank you sir. Range bar closers didn't appear. Yeah, and then that blank space behind it also was fixed. We had an issue right here where Sheen ID didn't show. Down at the bottom, it was kind of cut off there. On licensing, that was fixed. Numbers in the back for higher from 500. Far back. Okay, yeah, that was not an actual bug. He just didn't know. Out of the box, we are showing less bars to the left for performance. Captain Rex, yes, asked about the voice speed changes. That was on purpose, and you can change those
Harmonic NQ on the 9.
as well. Johnny was saying he liked to change the colors of his buttons. That wasn't actually a bug, but we kind of let him know that yeah, you can change those colors if you like. Any of the button colors over here, if you don't like the button colors, you can change those. Charts frozen. I think this was unrelated, but that dude test it for us again, and should be good. Delta Flag and Pro backtest mode, not going all the way back. Yep. Oh, that was fixed. So that was going back like 1,500 bars, and then if you went farther to the left, it wasn't drawing unless you scrolled to the right. I fixed that as well. Yeah, the news. A lot of people reported the news indicator thing. Resizing the MACV arrows. Yep, we got that fixed as well. You can do larger arrows. Get the resizing the MACV arrows. Yeah, we got that. Current open day, low close, 1,000 bars to the left. That's not really a fix. That's just a setting change. You have to set at least. You need 2 days on your chart. Well, you need 1 day. 24-hour period back to yesterday to be able to see the prior open, high, low, close. You know, basically it's past 1,000 bars. You know, if you're on the ES, 1,000 might be fine, but NASDAQ, you know, it'll print 1,000 bars in a couple minutes there. So AO not showing horizontal lines. That is fixed. That was a big one. I definitely want to make sure that was working. Manny, yeah, thanks for reporting that. That is definitely working now. If you want them to be labeled, now out of the box default will automatically show that for you. But right now I don't have mine on. To add that, you just need to make sure the chart labeler indicator is on. I'll show you what I mean. Well, first look right here. You see how the horizontal lines are here for the AOs, drawing those, they're actually rays, but notice there's no text right there. If you want them labeled, just add the labeler. And that is in the, number one, it's in the templates. Number two, it is in the workspaces. I just have a custom workspace that I created recently for this, and I did not have that on there. Created it custom. But if I do want it, which I personally do, so I'm going to go ahead and do it while we're here. Let's see, I'm looking for the H's. I'm going to go into label horizontal lines. There it is. This one right here. You want your horizontal lines to have labels for the price line text on it. Double click, font name, Roboto. Yeah, defaults are probably fine. I like to move it up alphabetical order, put that under harmonics for horizontal. There we go. Cool. All right, so now if you like the little text numbers, I like it. I think it's cool having the numbers there. So if you want your horizontal lines labeled, just add those. I'm going to add it to most of my charts here. I'm not going to add it to the lowest time frame, I don't think, but I will do it on the rest. So I'm going to come down here and add that one a couple times. Label H line, just going to double click it, click OK. Boom, there we go. So now we got that nice little label going on right there. And same thing along here. Double click. Okay. There we go. Nice little labels there, so you can call out the prices. We're coming down to 28.04675. And add one more here. Label H line. Double click. Okay. 25.085. Cool. Okay, well, we are floating in between, so we know we've got the big guy here. We got a 1500 level bear here. He wants to go down here. That's his 250. And we're floating right in the middle. They're resisting getting down there. Well, they are holding it taut. Let's see, were there other items? Thank you, Manny, for bringing that up. AO not showing in the horizontal lines. It actually technically was. You just had to add more bars to the left, but there was a bug around if you had, like, if you wanted to only show the last 4 drawings, the pruning on that, where I was basically going back and pruning old ones, had a little bug on that. That is that's fixed now, so should be good there. Audio box is turned off on defaults on the ES20 chart. I don't know that I fixed that. Shoot. Neo, thank you for that. That's a template change. That's not a code change, but I would have liked to updated that in the template. People have to turn on their own audio box. Oh wait, no, I did that on purpose. Yeah, no, hold on. Wait, this is not a bug. Okay. In the 20 chart layout, I set only the ES audio box to be turned on, because do you really want all 4 audio boxes turned on at the same time? Right? I mean, you can play with it, but do you really, I would want the guide, right? So I set ES on the 20. I think I also set that on the 12. So if you've got all 20 charts loaded up, this is a very large workspace. Audio box is only turned on the ES, the S&P 500, or the guide overall, because you're basically hearing all of this sound, and you would have to go into each one and adjust the setting to different things. Anyway, there's several ways to use that if you're using it the way that I use it, where I just want to know, like, okay, where's the push coming from? Then overall, ES being the guidepost, I would probably use ES for the guide. Does that make sense? But if you want to, whatever your main is, you would probably either choose your main. So if NQ is your main, then you would put audio box on the main. Or if you want overall, then ES. So you pretty much pick between those two. I don't see an advantage of running just RTY or, say, the Dow, for instance, if you're going to be trading other instruments. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Neo, for reporting that bug there on the trademark symbols. Those were fixed, as we mentioned several times. Something's wrong with the PPRZ. Okay. That there are multiple harmonics. Each one has, like, I cranked up the knob on each one of those on the, it's basically the pruning feature and how much CPU that it's using to go back and find old drawings. I have defaulted to show you and leave PPRZs on the screen a little bit longer in the current version, which there are multiples. So let's talk about that here for just a minute if there is confusion around that. If I right click, yeah, come in. Come on in, bud. Got some apple juice? Okay. So we go to indicators here, and what you'll notice if you basically have that, I'm gonna do air quotes here, complaint, if you're like, hey, I want the PPRZs to disappear faster. So the original OG is still here. Little bit less performant. Remember, everything on this release I focused on super high-end performance. This performance goes, I guess I'd say performance goes down as you move up. Does that make sense? So Pro 8, but visuals, you get, at the cost of visual clarity, you get the additional performance. It's almost like everything. Like, NVIDIA, if you go into NVIDIA control panel, if you slide to the left and the right, they have, pull it up here.
According to shipping sources, Iran's Navy message says ship owners need to receive permission from Iran to transit or they will be targeted and destroyed.
Okay. So,
several vessels in
listen, this is not just us, okay? This is like
Hormuz is still closed.
This is your give and take, right? Quality versus performance, right? So performance degrades a little bit as you go higher performance, and with quality is here, and then you could find that middle point, right? So, they have a slider in NVIDIA, performance versus quality. They're opposed to one another. Right, this is the whole security versus efficiency thing. They're polar opposites of each other.
Divergence down NQ on the 9.
So what I currently have, and I may adjust this later on and like put this into a parameter setting internally, but it'd be a pain. So the way that I currently did this is I've given you basically 8 settings. So think of these as like 8 notches. Okay. Up here is quality. Down here is performance. Okay. So right now, out of the box default, I have set this to like number 6 here, leaning towards performance, but you're going to lose a little bit of the quality. Okay. So you want the best quality, like instantaneously determining whether or not and checking to see if we want to clean up and make it nice and super duper clear. Then you want this right here at the cost of some CPU cycles that, yeah. So basically quality at the top and performance at the bottom. Does that make sense? So 8 is super performant, but you'll some artifacting, stuff like that. What are you laughing at? Moose? But yeah, so the I don't have as cool and nice little sliders and NVIDIA over here on quality and performance, but ours is basically 0 is basically super quality, low performance. 8 is super performance, lower quality on those drawings on the harmonics, which is it's basically the heaviest drawing in our entire system, so you have to kind of take that into account. Makes sense? So try it, and if your system's handling it just nicely, you get a nice little, you know, got some high. Oh, look, we dropped all the way down in there. Hey, you got us 250. There it is. Got us 250. Beautiful. Okay, it is 10:10, coffee time, and it is birthday day around here. That's why the kids are over here being like, hey, we got no school today. Dad, aren't we going to go and hang out, do some cool stuff, go grab some donuts, things like that? Yes, we are. You guys have a nice donut too, but add those donuts, put the zeros at the end of a number in front. You know what I'm saying? How about this one right here? How about 10,005.9? Not too bad. Thanks for hanging out. Catch you guys tomorrow. Hopefully you guys enjoy that new release. Don't forget the Good Friday sale is extended to Friday. 2 more days. Go grab it. Be there, be square. I'll see ya in the next one.
The old adage where, you know, the individual investor doesn't have a chance because the institutional investor has better technology, better information, and, you know, more money and better opportunity. I don't think it's real anymore. I think the edge is on the individual investor since they're small, they're nimble, they can trade, they can use that they have front-end technology.
Don't waste your time. Leave the technical analysis to us. You just play the game.
Forex is littered with crooks, black hat guys, all this kind of shifty characters and companies trying to extract money from your pocket and stick it into theirs. And one of the things that they do is operate these Forex signals.
Frozen in my bones. I'll never get tired of the
Delta 5 loading. Long. Look for long. Harmonic pattern. Pick up. Down on freeze. Order filled. Target filled.